So when you think about the Christian endgame, you're probably picturing some major cosmic beef, right? Jesus yeets himself back to earth on a cloud. There's a big glow up for the good guys and a major L for everyone else. You know, the whole Book of Revelation vibe check. But what if I told you that's just like one popular piece of fan fiction? What if I told you there's a banned DLC where the end of the world isn't some big CGI spectacle, but something that happens inside your head? Yeah. Shit's about to get weird. Today, we're cracking open one of the most out of pocket texts that got kicked out of the Bible, the Gospel of Mary. And trust me, the tea is piping hot. Alright, so the Gospel of Mary. First off, if you go looking for it in your grandma's Bible, you're gonna be looking for a while. This thing got cut. It's what scholars call an apocryphal text, which is a fancy way of saying it didn't make the final cut for the biblical canon. Low key, it got voted off the island. We only even know about it because some dude in 1896 found a dusty old book, a codex in Egypt. It was written in Coptic, which was the language Egyptian Christians were using back in the day. But get this, the manuscript is cooked. The first 6 pages, gone. 4 more pages in the middle, also gone. It's like finding a corrupted save file of a legendary game you've only heard rumors about. And it's not a gospel like Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John. There's no birth story, no walking on water, no final sub story on the cross. It's a dialogue gospel. The whole thing is set after the resurrection. Jesus pops in, drops some seriously cryptic knowledge on his disciples, and then pieces out, leaving them all confused. Classic. So the script kicks off mid conversation. The disciples are asking Jesus, yo, is matter like gonna be deleted or not? Basically, is the universe getting unplugged? And Jesus hits them with this. Bro, what? That sounds like something you'd read on a weird wellness Instagram account. But low key, he's cooking, he's riffing on some popular Greek philosophy, think Stoicism and Platonism. The bottom line is that the physical world, all this stuff, is temporary. It's all made of the same basic ingredients mixed together, and eventually it's all gonna dissolve back into its basic components. It's not a violent boom, it's more like a peaceful factory reset. Then Peter, who is consistently the most basic bro in these stories, asks, okay, but what's the sin of the world? And Jesus replies, there is no sin. Hold up, no sin? That's a hot take. But he's not saying you can just go feral. He says sin is when you act like the nature of adultery. Which island? A weird way to put it. What he means is that sin isn't about breaking a list of rules. It's a vibe mismatch. Your soul, which is supposed to be this pure spiritual thing, gets all tangled up with the messy physical body and its desires. You're being unfaithful to your true non-physical self. Sin is forgetting you're a player and thinking you're just an NPC. Then he drops the biggest mind bomb. The Son of Man is within you, follow him. In the regular Gospels, the Son of Man is this epic figure who comes down from the sky. Here, nah, he's already inside you. He's not a future superhero. He's your inner potential, your main character energy. You don't wait for him, you find him. Legit crazy, no cap. So Jesus dips and the disciples are totally bugging out. The text says they wept greatly. They're having a full blown meltdown because their leader just gave them a quest with zero instructions and then left the server. Total NPCs. But then Mary Magdalene steps up, and let's be clear, this is almost certainly Mary Magdalene. In a bunch of these forbidden gospels, she's not just some side character, she's the main character. She's the one who actually gets Jesus's weird philosophical riddles. Peter says to her, sister, we know the Savior loved you more than all other women. Translation, you were his favorite, you got the secret intel, so spill. And Mary is like, bet. She says, what is hidden from you, I will proclaim to you. Gerbos moment, period. Mary then describes a vision she had. This is where it goes from a philosophy lecture to a full on spiritual video game. She says, after you die, your soul has to ascend, but it's not a free ride. You gotta get past a series of cosmic bouncers or powers who try to stop you. It's a literal boss rush. Boss 1, Desire. Desire is like, nah, I never saw you come down from some higher place. You belong to me. You're lying. The souls come back. The soul claps back. You didn't see me because I was wearing the body like a garment. You saw the clothes, not the person inside. Oof, mic drop. The soul basically tells Desire it was just a meat suit, a temporary skin. The real self was always spiritual. Boss 2, Ignorance, tries to judge the soul. The souls come back. Why are you judging me? I know the secret. Everything is dissolving, both earthly and heavenly things. The soul has the cheat code. It knows the material world is temporary, so ignorance has no power over it. This continues with other powers like wrath. The soul keeps winning not by fighting, but by having knowledge, or gnosis in Greek. Salvation isn't about believing the right thing. It's about knowing your true divine origin and shedding the false human self. Your soul is the human slayer because it has killed the illusion of the physical self. Whack. After beating all the bosses, the soul finds peaceful rest. No heaven with golden streets, no eternal choir practice, just silence and rest. Mary finishes her story and the room goes silent. You think they'd be like, whoa, that's deep. Nope. Andrew is the first to speak up. I don't believe the Savior said this. This sounds like some different ideas. But then Peter goes full Karen. He says, and I quote, did he really speak privately with a woman? Shall we all turn around and listen to her? Did he prefer her to us? Bro is fuming. He's pulling the no girls allowed in the clubhouse card. This scene is pure gold because it's probably a snapshot of real drama in early Christianity. You had different factions fighting for control. On one side, you have the patron group, the institutional male led hierarchy represented by Peter. On the other, you have groups who valued personal revelation and spiritual insight, including from women represented by Mary. Another disciple, Levi, has to step in and defend Mary. He basically tells Peter, bro, you've always been a hothead. If Jesus thought she was worthy, who are you to reject her? He loved her more than us. This gospel isn't just a theological text, it's a political statement. It's arguing that spiritual authority comes from direct knowledge and insight, not from your gender or your title. And it's putting that argument in the mouth of a woman, which for the second century, that was absolutely out of pocket. So, why does this matter? Because the Gospel of Mary shows us that Christianity wasn't always the single organized religion we know today. It was a chaotic marketplace of ideas. There were dozens of different versions competing for followers. The version in the Gospel of Mary, with its internal Son of Man, its soul journey, its powerful female leader, and its sin isn't real vibe, ultimately lost the branding war. The more structured, rule based, male dominated version, led by guys like Peter, is the one that secured the bag and got to write the official history. But texts like these are artifacts of that lost world. They prove that from the very beginning, people were challenging the narrative, offering different paths, and fighting over who really got to speak for Jesus. And honestly, that's way more interesting than the clean, sanitized version we usually get. All right, my job here is done. I've given you the forbidden knowledge. The fee, as always, is non negotiable. You are now legally required to obliterate that like button and subscribe to the Rational Farid. It's just the rule. Drop a comment below with what other weird religious text I should dissect next.